Podcasts are hot right now. How do I know? Well, you're listening to one right now, aren't you? But you might be wondering, how on earth do I get my voice out there and start my own podcast? It all seems so intimidating. Between hosting and platforms and monetization, it can get real complicated real quick. Well, I'm going to let you in on a little secret. We started this podcast over 2 years ago, not knowing clue one on how to do it. So how did we do it? We did it with Anchor. Anchor is the free podcast app with creation tools that allow you to record and edit your podcast right from your phone or computer. And Anchor will distribute your podcast for you, so it can be heard on all the platforms like Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and many more. And everybody likes money, right? Well, you can make money from your podcast with no minimum listenership. It's everything you need to make a podcast in one place. So go right now, download the free Anchor app, or go to Anchor FM to get started. It's the eCommerce Minute, your daily dose of e-commerce, tech, and retail news with your host, John Suder, Bart, Mroz, and Brittany Blackman. The eCommerce Minute is a production of SUMO Heavy, a digital commerce consulting firm located in Brooklyn, New York, and Philadelphia. Find us on the web at sumoheavy.com. It's eCommerce Minute episode 722.
In today's episode, Postmates seeks human guidance for its delivery robots.
For many Office 9-to-5ers who've transitioned to working from home, their existing internet service plan is likely good enough to get them through Zoom meetings, emails, and general online, quote, research, even if that research is scrolling through Guy Fieri's Twitter for half an hour. But when you're managing a fleet of robots over live video from your bedroom, even your 1 gigabyte fiber connection may fail to get the job done. Postmates has decided to ramp up the deployment of its Serve robots, which would require more teleoperations workers. These autonomous robot guides are needed to make sure the Serve robots make it safely to and from their destinations. Using a piece of software called Phantom Auto, a Postmates fleet supervisor can monitor a robot from thousands of miles away. The supervisor will jump in to help the bot navigate the first and last 15 feet to a restaurant or the recipient, or if it needs help crossing a busy street. These robot guides can assist in a few different ways. The human teleoperator can provide input to the system, something as simple as a thumbs up or thumbs down to help the bot make a right choice. The employee can also use a handheld remote controller to steer, accelerate, or slow down the bot in real time. Instead of cramming people into its operations centers, Postmates took the tech to employees' homes. The company, along with an assist from Phantom Auto, set up at-home workstations, upgraded their internet, and developed new standard operating procedures to ensure that managers could monitor their connectivity more effectively. Postmates even had its fleet supervisors working from home a few days after the first shelter-in-place orders kicked off in mid-March. That seemingly obvious move might not have happened if it hadn't been for COVID-19. Under normal operating procedures, fleet supervisors worked in Postmates' centralized operations center facilities in San Francisco and Los Angeles. Even the robots are working from home. Interesting. I think it's a pretty cool story.
It is. My first glance at the title was like, wait, I know they were both supposed to just work on their own.
Bart, that's what I thought. I thought it was like, okay, come on, robot. Come on,
literally.
Let's go down the street.
Come on,
How does
pal.
that make sense, right? Like,
Come
what?
on. Right. Autonomous robot with the man next to it.
Maybe the robots need mental health guides.
Yes.
You're strong robot. You're a good robot. You do what you need to do. You get it done every single time.
People like you.
I need that.
Strong. People like you. You're a good person.
You're a good little robot.
Pretty cool. So this must be some really robust software that they have to upgrade their internet and do all this kind of stuff. And I guess they have to feed video, and they also have to be able to control the robot safely without any lag, because it would be a darn shame if the robot was supposed to make a left turn and then, oops, got to make a right. But because of lag, he's going straight into a bus. Yeah, teleoperations, man. That's like a really cool. You always think of what the future is going to look like. He's operating his drone from his bedroom. Well, this is it, man. This is.
At least the military's been doing it for a long time. So.
Right. I didn't want to say that, but yeah, I mean, the military's been, like all the drones that you see in military are operated from little trailers in Las Vegas somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So Postmates has been testing robot delivery of restaurant orders in LA and San Francisco since 2019. They've always had a generous work from home policy, but it wasn't as accessible to the fleet managers who are responsible for ensuring the robot's safe journey from store to customer. And I don't know anything about this Phantom Auto software, but it's apparently, yeah. And as I said, latency is a key metric to ensure safety. A vehicle that operates at 60 miles an hour will require lower latency than a robot traveling at 3 miles per hour. According to Elliot Katz, he's the co-founder of Phantom Auto. While the system is designed to dynamically adjust encoding and transmission tactics according to real-time network conditions, getting real nerdy here, and band together multiple network channels in tandem in areas of low connectivity, it's up to the customer to determine what amount of packet delay is acceptable. Customer meaning Postmates would be his customer. So pretty cool. The robots are coming. We always, we had a lot of fun making fun of robots, but now that we can't leave our houses, the robots are going to save us, I guess. I don't know.
That's tea. You better start making friends with them.
Again, we've done a bunch of these robot stories. I couldn't see a robot delivering anything to my house just because the way my house is laid out. But office buildings, things like that, I think it makes a lot of sense. More gridded streets, things where doors are all generally in the same spot. But
yeah, but you think that, this is just a start, right? Small communities would be good, cul-de-sacs, those kind of places that'll work. But
yeah, we saw the one, I think we did a story, it was Amazon, it was FedEx doing something. And we always said, well, what about the steps? What about the steps? Well, the one robot, the body of the robot disengages from the wheels and almost like a crane comes out and goes up to the door. And then I don't know how they contact the customer. I guess it's via SMS or something. And the robot, the body of, just imagine a big cooler. The big cooler body of the robot cranes up to meet the customer at the door so the robot doesn't have to go up steps. So I thought that was a creative solution. I don't know if they're all like that because all of these robots seem to look like little coolers on wheels. Mm-hmm. But it's pretty cool stuff. Do a little stat time. Since mid-March, as demand for delivery bots has surged across the country, Postmates has brought 30% more human robot supervisors. That's according to The Wire. And finally, Postmates earned 8% of the U.S. meal delivery market in April. That's according to Second Measure. While we're on this tangent, what do we think about Grubhub and Uber? Bart, thoughts, prayers?
I guess they can get into it.
Well, I think they want to buy them, don't they? Or am I dreaming?
Yeah. Yeah, Uber is trying to do some buying Grubhub. I get why Uber wants it because they don't have ridership right now, so that makes sense. Deliveries are easier, but they do Uber Eats.
I feel like
they're actually a direct competitor, so it's kind of like a head scratcher there. Unless they're just going to consolidate the whole thing, because Grubhub's been around for a long time. That's the thing.
I feel like there's going to be a mass boycott of Grubhub in particular before they can get robots. I've seen so much negative sentiment about Grubhub, like in particular being worse and more shady than even like Caviar and
Yelp.
Uber Eats. And people are turning on Grubhub.
Grubhub's bad.
Just reminded me of.
But many people think Uber is too, so maybe they'll be good friends.
True.
Grubhub also owns Seamless, so you're talking about a big consolidation here if that goes through. But we will save these thoughts for another day because this story is about Postmates robots. So cue up the Kraftwerk "We Are the Robot" soundtrack as we exit this episode. That's your e-commerce for today. That's your e-commerce minute for today. We'll see you in it tomorrow.
That's it for today's show. If you like the show, do us a favor and subscribe or leave us a review on iTunes. And don't forget, you can now listen to the e-commerce minute on your Amazon device. Just add e-commerce minute to your flash briefing. And finally, if you have a comment or suggestion or just want to say hi, find us on social media @SUMO Heavy.